Meetings in your organisation should only realistically take up around 10% of the number of hours you're working each week. So if you're doing a 40-hour week, you shouldn't be having more than 4 hours of meetings. Now, when I've worked for other people, when I've worked in a corporate environment and that kind of thing, then I would say that in my last few jobs that my week was 97% meetings. And there was very little work ever getting done. And it almost seems to be a bit of a glory hunting thing these days where everyone's got to have a full calendar. You know, you can't book someone in because they're booked up weeks in advance. Now, as somebody who works for myself these days, I don't have that environment. I try and structure my day differently. And I'm also quite conscious of my time as well. And this isn't my first business, this is my fourth, and I'd run a big consultancy previously for 5 years. And my thing there was always about money-making activities. It was always about what are the things that I'm doing each and every week that are going to bring money in, because I have to bring money in if I want to survive. And it's that simple. But once you're in a big job, in a corporate environment, big companies, little companies, startups, whatever it is, there's a lot of waste of time. And a lot of these businesses that I've worked at in the past, or when I work with clients now, and I go in and I can see from the off, like who's working, who isn't, and what nonsense is going on in, you know, these 3-hour meetings people are having, when nothing is done, but you're then expected to go back to your desk and get your projects done, or whatever you're working on. But there's no time because you're constantly being called into one meeting or another. And it's often just a lot of bravado and a lot of nonsense, isn't it? So I like this idea that, and I think it's a rule that I stick with pretty much now. You know, for example, I used to do discovery calls, but I had lots of people who weren't serious about working with me, lots of people who didn't come to the calls at all. And then you have to say to them, well, no, you've not turned up twice now, so we're not talking ever again. Like, it's out, it's not happening. So now I tend to do confirmation calls. I have a lot of text online. I have a lot of resource online that is free, whether it's podcasts, videos, whatever. And people can find out enough about the service that I offer from there. And if they want to work with me, they come to the confirmation call ready to sign the paperwork, basically, and I get to work. Because I don't have the time as one single person to have many discovery calls every week, because that would be all my week gone. So it's the same with any organisation, isn't it? That you should be more savvy with your time, because that really matters, and it means your people are more motivated and they're more able to get on with their work in a timely manner.